I'm Miranda Darrow, freelance fiction editor and author of the Concise Fiction Academy series of books and classes on writing fiction. Greeting, writers, and welcome to my video on best practices for critique partners. First, let's tackle what is a critique partner versus a beta reader. Beta readers are readers, people who enjoy reading and are usually familiar with your genre and age category. They're not necessarily writers, and they often do not have specialized knowledge or skill about the craft of writing, but they do know what they like. People in your life who like to read can be beta readers. If you're published and you already have a reader Facebook group or street team, absolutely include these folks as beta readers. Critique partners, on the other hand, know more than the average person about the elements of story and are more likely to be able to point out when a story has a pacing issue or POV problems because critique partners are other writers. As an author, I've learned so much about writing from my critique partners over the years. They've pointed out my words that I use too often. One of them is that. So now you can play count the that's in all of my posts and videos. My critique partners brainstorm with me when something isn't coming together and help me bridge the soggy middle. And they have come up with some pretty awesome titles and character names. Unlike my family and close friends, my critique partners will give it to me straight and let me know when something isn't working. And they cheer me on when things are working. I hardly send anything out the door publicly until I've had some eyes on it from trusted writing pals. But don't send your full manuscript to someone when you haven't had a chance to see whether or not you're a good critique partner match. Things to consider include, is this other writer familiar enough with my genre and less likely to recommend fixes that aren't in alignment with my genre norms and tropes? Do you have a similar availability for the pace, for how frequently you and your critique partner will exchange pages, and the volume? Are you trading 50 pages each month, only 500 words, full manuscripts? What volume and frequency are you talking about? And make sure that it's a good match there. Is their style of critique something that will bring value to you? Are they making suggestions of plot and character, or are they just moving around commas? And what are you looking for? Is it a good match for the style of review? Some authors are happy to get brutally honest feedback, and others are more comfortable with a compliment sandwich. There are areas of improvement placed between some positive feedback. Others are looking for positivity passes only. Not me, but other writers. Be clear on what type of feedback you want and what type of feedback you're willing to give so the exercise will be valuable to both parties. Are you interested enough in their story to be a good critique partner to them in exchange? Because you need to read their full book and give them valuable feedback too. Critique partners are usually working on a manuscript swap basis, where neither party pays the other, but instead, you're both offering feedback that is beneficial for the other party. Beta readers can be either volunteers who like reading, or it can be a paid service. My teenage son has been a beta reader for 4 years now, and he loves getting paid to give feedback on books to help writers improve their stories. He takes this job very seriously, but he doesn't have as much writing knowledge as most of the authors that I know and that I've swapped stories with as a critique partner. But where, oh where, does a sole writer find these most valued resources, critique partners? For me, it's been 3 places. Writing groups, people that you meet with regularly, either online or in person, often writing in the same or similar genre. I met multiple regular critique partners for various genres this way. Some groups include the Women's Fiction Writers Association, and others have formal critique group matching events for members. A second place is writing conferences, gatherings of writers for sessions on writing craft, marketing, pitching to agents, and other fun. I usually go to writing conferences by myself, not knowing anyone or only knowing folks I'd met online before showing up. And I've met critique partners while hanging out at the lobby bar or chatting in the waiting area by the agent pitch event. This involves a bit of risk as you have no idea what the other person's writing is like, but hey, you can give it a shot. And it involves talking to strangers. But by the end of a decent conference, they're likely not strangers anymore. I did pick up a new critique partner at the most recent writing conference that I went to in Atlanta, so that was well worth the trip. And the third place to look is online critique partner matching events. Twitter, back when it was Twitter and the unofficial home to the writing community, used to have CP Match and similar events every few months. This has been harder since the decline of Twitter and the scattering of writers to various social media homes. As part of the Fall into Fiction with RevPit event, we're currently running on the RevPit subreddit a thread where readers can post to find new critique partners. You can check the link below to find out more information about the whole Fall into Fiction with RevPit event, and on there will be the thread for the critique partner matching. And as one final point for this week's video, I have a handy list of questions for you to pick which questions on that list you're most interested in receiving feedback from your critique partner. If you'd like to receive this list, email me at miranda@mirandadarrow.com and ask for the critique partner checklist, and I'll be happy to send it to you. And as always, like, subscribe, and click the bell if you want to see more of my videos on writing, editing, and the writing life. Happy writing!